You got in your car this morning, turned a key, and moved 40 miles an hour without using a single muscle. 100,000 years ago, that same trip would have taken 2 full days of walking, barefoot, through dangerous territory. For almost all of human history, getting anywhere meant risking everything, with only your own 2 feet to carry you. Today, you can fly across the planet in a day, or order something from afar, and it shows up at your door. For roughly 300,000 years, every human journey happened at walking speed. This limitation shaped everything: how we lived, what we ate, who we married, and how much of the world we saw.
Let's start at the beginning. Your feet. Humans are the best long-distance walkers on the planet. We're not the fastest. A cheetah hits 70 miles per hour, a horse 30 for miles. You top out at 15 for seconds.
Speed wasn't the point. You can walk 20 miles a day, sleep, and repeat for weeks. No other animal can. Your feet have arches acting as springs, and Achilles tendons store energy, reducing muscle load with every step. A nuchal ligament keeps your head stable. 2 million sweat glands cool you, unlike other mammals. You're built to never stop. In 1978, a dedicated researcher discovered 3.6 million-year-old footprints in Laetoli, Tanzania.
The oldest bipedal walking evidence, looking like yours. For millions of years, this was our only transport.
It took us further than any species. Around 70,000 years ago, humans began walking out of Africa. Not a single march, but over thousands of years, generation by generation, small groups explored new territory. They crossed the Middle East, spread across Asia, reached Europe, walked into Siberia, crossed to Alaska, and continued south.
That's 15,000 miles, without knowing the destination.
They weren't walking randomly. Archaeologists found obsidian tools hundreds of miles from their source, shells inland, and amber traded across mountains. They covered vast distances purposefully, to trade, connect with groups, and find specific resources they knew existed. This was networking on foot. Walking works great until something blocks the way, like a river stopping you.
Humans figured out how to cross water on purpose, a feat no other land animal achieved.
In 2003, archaeologists found 800,000-year-old stone tools on Flores Island, Indonesia. Flores has never been connected to the mainland. Even during ice ages, 12 miles of ocean separated it from land. Someone made the crossing. We don't know what they used. Wood rots, bamboo decomposes. But the tools confirm it.
First boats were simple, a log or tied reeds, discovered, not designed. Someone grabbed a log, didn't drown. That breakthrough led to deliberate crossings.
Around 65,000 years ago, humans crossed from Southeast Asia to Australia, sailing at least 60 miles of open ocean.
You couldn't see Australia, couldn't drift there. Someone built a float, pointed it across unseen water. The Pese canoe, 10,000 years old, is our oldest boat. But people lived on islands much earlier, reaching them without walking. The Polynesians did something insane. Around 3,000 years ago, they crossed the Pacific, Earth's largest ocean. They sailed thousands of miles, navigating by stars, ocean swells, bird flight, and cloud colors near land. No compass, no map. Their precise observations still impress modern navigators. They reached Hawaii, Easter Island. Walking conquered land, boats conquered water. But carrying heavy loads remained unsolved. You can't walk 20 miles carrying a 200-pound animal.
For most of history, transport limits were weight, not distance. You could only carry 40 to 60 pounds before your body broke down.
Humans started cheating, first by dragging. Kill something big, put it on a hide, and drag it. Archaeologists found wear marks confirming this. Then came the travois, 2 poles tied in a V-shape with a platform. It spreads the weight, allowing one person to move 100+ pounds.
The travois, an ancient transport, rarely survived due to wood and leather. We know it existed because Europeans saw it in use thousands of years later.
The real breakthrough for moving weight wasn't building, but befriending. Around 15,000 years ago, humans domesticated dogs, our first animal partners.
One of their first jobs was hauling weight. In the Arctic, dogs pulled sleds. A single dog moved 45 pounds.
Dogs were small, we needed bigger. Around 5,500 years ago, in Kazakhstan, humans figured out the horse.
The Botai culture used bits on horses, evident from teeth wear. Mare's milk in pottery shows the horse changed everything. For 300,000 years, humans traveled at 4 miles per hour walking speed.
On a horse, you could hit 30 miles per hour. The human world shrank 8 times, covering weeks' distance in days. Messages moved faster, trade routes expanded, and warfare changed. Horseback armies could surprise you.
Donkeys hauled desert goods, camels crossed the Sahara, reindeer dragged Arctic sleds, and llamas carried cargo.
But we weren't done. One more invention took an absurdly long time to appear. Here's something that doesn't make sense. Humans crossed every ocean before inventing the wheel. The oldest known wheel, 5,200 years old, was found in Slovenia. Boats existed 10,000 plus years ago. Horses were tamed.
The wheel didn't start as transport. First wheels were for pottery, a spinning disc to shape clay.
Someone turned the pottery disc on its side. Early wheeled vehicles were slow, heavy wooden wheels cracking on rough ground, getting stuck. A horse alone was faster. Around 2000 BC, the spoked wheel emerged. Lighter, stronger, faster. Now, chariots offered speed and cargo simultaneously. Roads followed. The first paved road, in Ur around 4000 BC, combined with wheels and horses, created a real transportation system. Trade exploded, empires rose. Armies and supplies moved hundreds of miles. The wheel, horse, and road built every civilization.
Here's the full picture. For 300,000 years, humans walked the planet. They learned to float, then drag, then built frame.
Each breakthrough took thousands of years, building on previous ones, solving problems that once seemed impossible.
The
wheel didn't start as transport. First wheels were for pottery, a spinning disc to shape clay.
We solved distance so completely we forgot it was a problem. Highways, airports, train tracks exist because 300,000 years